I was stuck in my house. I hadn't gone anywhere, and he was there, and he was like,
Due to her marriage to an NBA star, Larsa Pippen has established a reputation as the most infamous jersey chaser in the NBA, in addition to being a true Miami housewife.
when Scottie and I first got together, like I had just signed to ICM, and
To date the son of her ex-husband's teammate,
We actually met at a party 4 years ago.
going so far as to date her son's teammate.
I feel like age doesn't really determine your level of maturity.
It seems like Larsa has an all-star dating list. The following 8 NBA players were involved with Larsa Pippen. In addition to being a romantic union, Larsa and Scottie Pippen's 2-decade relationship generated 4 children and innumerable moments on and off the court. During the height of the Chicago Bulls championship run in the mid-1990s, Larsa met Scottie Pippen, an NBA star known for his time with the team and his crucial part in their dynasty. Their romance started during a particularly illustrious time in basketball history, when Scottie and Michael Jordan were establishing their reputations as members of one of the greatest teams in history. The couple started a partnership that would last for more than 20 years when they were married in 1997 at the First United Methodist Temple in Chicago. Scottie Jr., Preston, Justin, and Sophia were the 4 children Larsa and Scottie had throughout their marriage. Larsa later gained her own spotlight on The Real Housewives of Miami, and their family life became a combination of basketball royalty and eventual reality TV fame. Scottie averaged 16.1 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 5.2 assists per game during 1,178 regular season games. Over his 17 seasons with the Bulls, Portland Trail Blazers, and Houston Rockets, he was selected to 7 All-Star games and, most remarkably, won 6 NBA titles with Michael Jordan due to his defensive prowess and overall ability. In 2010, Scottie was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in recognition of his remarkable career. In 2016, Larsa filed for divorce, resulting in the couple's first separation. Despite their brief reconciliation, Larsa's divorce filing in 2018, citing irreconcilable differences, marked another difficult period in their partnership. Reflecting on the early stages of their relationship in an open interview, Larsa said,
I feel like in the beginning, like when Scottie and I first got together, like I had just signed to ICM in LA. I was going to pursue like an acting career. I just finished, I had gotten a political science degree. I was either going to go to law school. I was going to try acting, try different things. And he didn't want me to do anything. He was kind of like, no, I can't take it. You have to come to my games. You have to be at my practices.
She went on to explain how the relationship prevented her from pursuing her own goals.
I wanted to be there for him. Like I loved him. I love him, So I was there to support him and do whatever I had to do for him. But then at some point, like, the scale changed. The scale started to shift a little bit. And I was like, hey, you're retired. By the way, I want to start a jewelry line. By the way, I want to do this. By the way, I want to do some things that I'm interested in doing. And it wasn't reciprocated in the same way.
Years of on and off again dynamics in the air. A major chapter in each of their lives came to an end in December 2021, when their divorce was finally completed. Their children, especially Scottie Jr., who has followed in his father's footsteps by seeking his own NBA career, keep them linked even if their romantic connection has ended. Larsa said bluntly, Definitely, a lot, when asked if she felt like she had lost herself as a basketball player's wife. That opinion did not stop Larsa from dating Tristan Thompson, another NBA player either. Larsa's ties to the NBA world persisted after her split from Scottie Pippen, but in a very different setting. Here comes Tristan Thompson, the Canadian power forward whose name would eventually be linked to the Kardashian family and Larsa, in a web of connections that made tabloid headlines. The 34-year-old Tristan Thompson has played in the NBA for 13 seasons, playing for the Boston Celtics and Cleveland Cavaliers. Even though his career averages of 8.3 points and 7.8 rebounds per game over 819 regular season games do not quite measure up to Scottie Pippen's legendary status, Thompson has established a respectable before he began dating Chloe. Larsa reportedly had a brief affair with Tristan that lasted roughly 10 days. Although their brief relationship implies that it was never very serious, it nevertheless marks an intriguing chapter in Larsa's dating history and one that would have unanticipated repercussions for her social circle. According to Larsa, there was no continuous involvement at the time. When Tristan started seeing Chloe, he focused on her as an introduction, rather than maintaining a relationship with the NBA player after he started dating her friend. Larsa moved on to Eric Moreland, a player of a similar age, after her romance with Tristan ended. Eric Moreland, a lesser-known NBA player whose affiliation with Larsa spanned the championship season of his professional career, further cemented Larsa's ties to the basketball community. The 33-year-old Eric Moreland played 4.
I hung out with him a couple times. It wasn't like, I swear I get photographed with these people that are not even a factor in my life. I'm like thinking, who is this guy? Like, it's not even like, you'll know when I'm like obsessed with someone.
Right.
I'm not like, It was never serious like that.
She also underlined how informal their relationship was, noting,
I know, I literally saw him twice. He came to my birthday.
"This implies that although they might have been connected, their relationship was not as serious as some media outlets made it seem." Various accounts of Larsa's dating history consistently list Eric Moreland as one of her post-Scottie romantic interests, despite her efforts to minimize their relationship. The difficulties of handling dating life in the spotlight, where casual meetings can easily be exaggerated and misunderstood, are highlighted by this disparity between Larsa's portrayal and media reporting. Eric Moreland is another link between Larsa and the professional basketball world, continuing a pattern that would characterize much of her romantic life after her split from Scottie Pippen. It is unclear whether their relationship was as informal as Larsa implies, or more important than she admits. The next person on my list is Malik Beasley, a partner she had less than favorable things to say about after their relationship. When Larsa Pippen started dating NBA superstar Malik Beasley in late 2020, it was arguably one of the most contentious and widely reported relationships in her dating history. In 578 games during the regular season, Beasley has averaged 11.7 points and 2.8 rebounds per contest. He was selected 19th overall from Florida State University to join the league in 2016, and has played steadily as a scoring option ever since. He is currently with the Detroit Pistons. When Larsa and Malik were spotted holding hands in Miami in November 2020, their relationship took a dramatic turn. This public debut was especially contentious because Beasley was married to Montana Yao at the time, and the pictures were apparently unexpected to Yao, who filed for divorce as soon as they appeared. Larsa considered her relationship with Beasley and admitted that it was a mistake in an open interview with Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked. When questioned about Beasley, she instantly said,
That was a mistake. That was a mistake.
I told you no.
You did tell me no. I should have. That one I should.
Larsa went on to describe the peculiar circumstances of their encounter, stating,
I had just met him. Do you know that? I had just met him that day.
That day, I see the pictures. I call Larsa. I go, Larsa. You like, nope, I love him. I'm like, Larsa.
she blamed her recent recovery from COVID-19 for some of her bad decisions.
Because I had COVID brain. I had just had COVID. I was stuck in my house. I hadn't gone anywhere. And he was there. And he was like on me, you know, like, let me see you. Let me come see you. Let me come see you. And I thought,
Others disputed Larsa's claim that Beasley was separated when they started dating, despite the contentious beginning. The situation became even more complicated when the relationship attracted a lot of criticism, with Larsa being criticized for dating a married man and for being 12 years older than him. It was then disclosed that Beasley was Larsa's son, Scottie Pippen Jr., his teammate, which many onlookers felt was inappropriate given the familial ties. There was more public attention in Beasley and Larsa's relationship as a result of their professional relationship. Larsa and Malik left each other in April 2021 after spending almost 4 months together. Because of the Jordan and Pippen families' historical ties, this partnership attracted a lot of attention and controversy. Marcus Jordan, 34, is a former collegiate basketball player and the son of NBA legend Michael Jordan. He scored 1,052 points in his collegiate career while playing for the UCF Knights from 2009 to 2012. In November 2010, he scored a career-high 28 points against the University of West Florida, according to his college records. Although Marcus chose not to play professional basketball at AR College, he did pursue a career in business. He opened the Trophy Room sneaker store in Orlando, which later switched to an online-only model, AER, closing its physical location. Rumors first connected Larsa and Marcus in September of 2022, but their relationship officially started in late 2022. At first, Larsa played down their relationship, saying they were merely friends. But by January 2023, they had publicly acknowledged their relationship, making it official on Instagram and making an appearance together on The Real Housewives of Miami. Larsa responded to a question about how they met by saying,
We actually met at a party 4 years ago, and I feel like a lot of people want to like spin things like, oh, they've known each other their whole life. And I'm like, by the way, we did not. I just met him 4 years ago.
He went on to explain the timing.
You know, when his dad and Scottie played together, like they were like not together. His mom and dad were not together. I was in college. Like we missed each other. You know, we missed that little era. So it's like we were friends. We met 4 years ago. We were friends. We have mutual friends. So we were like in the same group like a lot. And it's funny because I was trying to set him up with all my friends.
Larsa affirmed their romantic relationship in a different interview, stating that they were in a great position. She also said, I guess so, in response to the question of whether they were in love. For a number of reasons, the relationship attracted a lot of attention and controversy. The first was that Larsa was born in 1974 and Marcus in 1990, making them 16 years apart in age. Larsa downplayed worries when asked about the age gap, saying,
Yeah, so I don't really view age as, you're mature,
Yeah,
you're not
yeah, I
immature.
agree. I agree.
I don't feel like that determines if you're mature or not.
Well,
I feel like if you can drink at 21,
Yeah, you can
you can
date.
go to war at 18. Like, there's different circumstances that I feel like age doesn't really determine your level of maturity.
More significantly, Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan's relationship sparked controversy because of their shared history as Chicago Bulls teammates and the tension that arose between them, especially after the release of the documentary The Last Dance, which Scottie criticized for using him as a prop instead of properly acknowledging him. "I did not plan it like that," Larsa said in response to a query concerning the difficulty of dating Michael Jordan's son in light of Scottie's problems with Michael. "It was not like it was how it was planned. I believe it just happened because we spent a lot of time with our pals," she went on to say.
You got to remember, like, I feel like for me being, married to someone that was an athlete or whatever, it's really hard. You get scrutinized a lot. People don't think you should have a life once you get divorced. They think once you're divorced, you're like done. And I feel like I've overcome so many different obstacles because I feel like I should have love. I should be able to date who I want.
Michael Jordan's response to his kid dating his former teammate's ex-wife was one of the most talked about elements of their relationship. When asked if he approved of the relationship, Michael laughed and said no, which went viral and garnered extensive media attention. We now turn our attention to Jeff Kobe, the most recent addition to Larsa's NBA rap sheet. Larsa Pippen went on after her divorce from Marcus Jordan. Her dating habits were related to the basketball community. As of May 2025, her most recent relationship is with former professional basketball player Jeff Kobe. Larsa's relationship with Kobe marks the most current phase of her dating life since Scottie, the 31-year-old Jeff Kobe, started playing basketball professionally at Columbia University, where he played from 2013 to 2017. He demonstrated his dedication to both academics and athletics by maintaining a 3.0 GPA while double majoring in sociology and art history at Columbia. During the 2016-17 season, Kobe stood out on the court as Columbia's Defensive Player of the Year. Kobe had a respectable international basketball career, even though his professional career may not have been as successful as that of the NBA players Larsa had dated in the past. Early in 2025, Larsa and Jeff started dating, and in April of the same year, their relationship was officially announced. Celebrity trainer David Alexander reportedly introduced them at a Miami event in January 2025, laying the groundwork for their developing romance. The couple formally announced their relationship to the world on the red carpet at the premiere of The Accountant 2 on April 16, 2025. This public outing occurred soon before their romantic relationship was confirmed, indicating that they felt at ease displaying their relationship right away. On May 4, 2025, Kobe joked with paparazzi that he and Larsa were getting married in November 2025, a humorous event that made news. Although her partner's basketball career was mostly outside of the NBA, Larsa's relationship with Jeff Kobe maintains her trend of dating guys with a basketball connection. This may indicate a minor divergence from her prior in 2019. Speculations emerged linking Larsa to NBA star Ben Simmons, who was most known for his tenure with the Philadelphia 76ers and then the Brooklyn Nets. Due to Simmons' recent breakup with model Kendall Jenner in May 2019, there was a lot of conjecture regarding his romantic life, making this an especially intriguing period in the history of celebrity dating. When Larsa and Simmons were photographed at the same Hollywood event in August 2019, the speculations linking them took up. According to some sources, they left within minutes of one another. Larsa firmly denied any romantic relationship with Simmons on Instagram, saying, "I never ever saw him, let alone leave with him," in a strong denial of these accusations. She stressed that she would never betray a family friend, implying that she would be unable to pursue someone who had recently dated Kendall because of her allegiance to the Kardashian-Jenner family, with whom she was still friendly at the time. "I have absolutely been associated to guys that I have never even been out with," Larsa reiterated in response to these claims years later in January 2025, on her podcast Going Rogue with Larsa Pippen and Michelle Pooch. "Do you recall that I was connected to Ben Simmons, and I did not ever see them?" To emphasize that she had never even met Simmons, much less dated him, she added, "By the way, I do not even know them." The opinions she voiced on her podcast were consistent with her earlier statements in talks with the media.
Ben Simmons.
Never saw him. Never.
Why are they connecting you to Ben? Is it just being messy, looking for a headline?
I think it's just the tabloids. I never saw him. I don't know him like that. I never was at that restaurant or club, whatever it was.
These repeated denials over a number of years, along with the absence of any photographic proof or trustworthy sources attesting to any relationship, clearly imply that the stories that connected Larsa and Ben Simmons were untrue. This story demonstrates the difficulties of negotiating public life as a celebrity, when being close to someone at an event can lead to rumors of a connection regardless regardless of its veracity. Lars's verified relationships with NBA players provide an intriguing contrast to the Ben Simmons rumors. Although she has publicly admitted to having ties to a number of basketball celebrities, her repeated denials about Simmons show that not all stated connections are reliable. Next up is Kris Humphries, a former NBA player who is reported to be in love and is most famous for his short-lived 72-day marriage to Kim Kardashian. Considering Lars's prior close friendship with the Kardashian family, this purported connection is especially intriguing. Before retiring in 2017, Kris Humphries played for the Utah Jazz, Toronto Raptors, Dallas Mavericks, New Jersey, Brooklyn Nets, Boston Celtics, Washington Wizards, Phoenix Suns, and Atlanta Hawks during his successful 13-season NBA career. Despite his strong play on the court, Humphries' brief marriage to Kim Kardashian in 2011, which became a major plot point on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, helped him become more well-known. Larsa and Kris were seen conversing at the 2019 Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival, which sparked the suspicions linking them. The two were reportedly flirtatious and friendly during their encounter, according to reports from publications like Us Weekly and People. One bystander even said that Humphries messed with Larsa's locks and touched her head. She is a prime candidate for rumors because of her well-known status and ties to the NBA and reality TV communities, particularly when she is spotted mingling with male athletes. Similar to the Ben Simmons myth, it is likely that the reports linking Larsa and Kris Humphries were untrue given Larsa's denial, the briefness of their alleged encounter, and the absence of any follow-up sightings or proof of an ongoing relationship. Larsa Pippen has been around the court, from her more recent relationships with players like Malik Beasley, to her non-NBA basketball figures like Jeff Kobe and Marcus Jordan. During an interview, Larsa admitted this tendency in her dating life by asking a rhetorical question.
But at the same time, who am I supposed to date? The landscape?
Will she and Jeff stay together, or is she planning to date someone else in the NBA? Click on the videos on your screen to see more if you liked this one.